I bought a gantry crane. Let's talk about it. Okay, gantry crane, hoist. I'm not sure what this thing is actually called. No, apparently it's a gantry crane. Okay, so I bought a gantry crane system. So why'd I do that? So I am a single individual out here working by myself, right? And so one of the things that I'm gonna have a hard time doing is lifting heavy things. And the thing, I think I had mentioned this a while back, is that this plane is getting heavier and heavier, right? At this point, I can't lift it. It's too heavy. Now, I'm not suggesting I lift the whole thing with this. Like, this thing is rated for 1,000 pounds. But when it comes to positioning the top and then eventually positioning the engine, win, right? So I have yet to get the top piece. I don't know what you call that. And I don't know if I should get something that's just manual or something that's electric, the winch part of it, I guess. I don't know if I should get like an electric, like a Jeep winch, or if they make something different. If you guys know of something different that they make that's just really simple and easy that one person can use, comment down below. I mean, it might just be a simple crank, you know, like something you would use to put a flag up a pole. I don't know. I have to assume you want something that has some doubling to it so it makes the load easier to move up and down. But anyways, I have one now. I have this, and I gotta tell you, it took a full day to assemble this damn thing. Like, there's more parts on this than parts of the plane. Like, it took longer to put together. So anyways, and it was heavy. This is really heavy. Once I got it on here, and then like setting it up, that was rough. That was tough. But it's here, it's in, it's up, and I'm excited. I got it, and I'm really happy with it, and it's going to allow me to do the top, which is coming soon. I've got a lot of fiberglass work that I have to do. Right now, I am inside here, and I'm doing the finishing up of the flaps, getting all the flap bits and bobs and stuff put together. And then from there, am going to start working on the front. We've got some of this stuff here to do next. That'll be in this video, I hope. And then the top. The top is the piece I don't want to do the most. I think that's what's next after that. But I've got some of those parts laying over there. And that'll be actually good, because if I move all those parts over there into the plane, then that will free up my table for putting the top on it. So I'm actually looking forward to that. So that's what's going on there. That's where I'm at. And so, oh, stick around to the end. So I'm going to try something new today. Or in this video, I'm going to have a new section that I call the comment section, in which I address some of y'all's comments. So stick around. And if you want to be in that session, comment down below. All right, let's get to it. So some of these videos that you're watching right now, I kind of film them at different times and then intersperse things. So sometimes you'll see video taken from very different periods of time, and that's definitely the case in this video. See if you can tell the difference. So today, one of the things I came out here to do was do a test fit on my Aerosport console, my dash, and everything, what it's going to look like. And so far, I'm real happy. Let me show you. So you can see it fits. I'm super happy with how it came out, and this is the first test fit really with everything in the plane, so I can kind of see how all the things work. The main panel that goes under here, what comes with the plane is just this kind of heavy duty piece of aluminum. And this is stout. This is pretty stout stock. And there's a bar that runs across there that provides support that you screw this into. Now, the thing that I have noticed is they also sent this guy. Now, this in theory goes underneath here and is there to, again, give you the sturdiness of this, and then you can, you know, mount stuff and whatnot. But the thing I've noticed, two things, is this bar that's under there doesn't have the end flanges that cleco into the side of the plane. So I may not use this. Instead, I may use that bar that's in there, which is sturdier than that by a lot, and then use this under here to give a lot more structural strength, and also to have someplace to hang your instruments and whatnot off of inside. So it's not weighted on this, it's weighted on this, and this is just for show. I don't know. They didn't really provide instructions, so I'm kind of making this up as I go, but I think this is great. This looks beautiful. Aerosport did a really good job. The one thing that happens right now is because nothing's hooked up, this will hit here. We don't want that, so obviously it should stop before it gets there. But it doesn't, because, I mean, this linkaging goes all the way back to the end of the aircraft, and there's nothing back there right now. So that's one of the things that's going on there. And I need to do some adjustments and whatnot in the center, because I have a feeling this should come back a little farther than it does. So again, these are just adjustments that have to be made. That's something that I will get to do over the course of this project. Oops. And then there is this beauty. So I'm having this throttle quadrant here. It's going to go right up here, and I'm very excited about that. So this will go here, and I'll have all the throttle stuff right here for controlling the plane. And I have to figure out the cabling from here. The cabling has to go, up to the front, out of the firewall forward. And there are 3, obviously, there should be 3, but they only sent me 2 cables. So I'm not really sure, unless I misunderstand entirely how this works, what that's about. But this will go right here, which that's going to be amazing once I get that done. And then what was the other thing I was going to talk to? Yeah. That's really all I can think of. Now, I will tell you this. Some of you have told me that what you're doing is not putting your fuel filters and stuff down here in the tunnels, but rather you're putting them out here at the wing roots. One on either side, and then one firewall forward, because you have infinitely better access to them. And I really didn't appreciate that until now. I don't know if you can tell or see down in there, but holy crap. Here, let me pull this down, and you can kind of look at what, you can see down in there that's where it is, but look at all the things you have to go through to get down there. The whole idea behind cutting that door was so that I could have access to that if I needed it from over here. But the simple fact of the matter is, all of this is in the way. And as I understand it, the intent behind the kit, or the original intent, was that you would pull out that middle, well, all the stuff in the middle, basically to get down in there, and wow, what a colossal pain in the rump. Suddenly, I'm agreeing with you guys, because out here at the wing root, there's a strip of skin that you just unscrew, and boom, you have immediate access. Now, it's a tighter area, but there's access right there. That's a better way to go. So probably what I'm going to do is change that. And if some of you know exactly what I'm talking about, as opposed to one fuel filter down in the center, you've got the 2 out on the wings and one at firewall forward. If there's a kit for that already, could someone link that to me down below? I'd really appreciate it. And then also, if you guys have instructions on how the Aerosport stuff goes together, I would appreciate that too. I've already reached out to them, but they haven't responded to me yet. They're busy, whatever. But, again, it's like, okay, do I just have all that screwed together? Do I need to fiberglass it together? Like, I'm not sure the right way forward. I feel like just screws and nut plates is the better way to go, so you can remove it if you need to. But then that begs the next question. Avionics. What is the conventional wisdom then that goes, obviously you're going to have your primary here, your MFD here, and I'm pretty sure I already know what that is, but let's say you have a big 10-inch display here, but then I think I kind of want like maybe an older, 3-inch round of just a couple of the 6-pack, to just something to fall back on in case that goes out, backups, right? Even Superman makes backups. You have another ample room over here for another giant 10-inch if you want, or an iPad, I almost said laptop, or an iPad or something else. So there's lots of room there. You've got room here for your switches. This feels like an obvious place for flaps. But Throttle isn't going to be here, it's going to be here. So I'm not sure what to do with these holes. There's another potential for something there, right? And then I think with this setup, excuse me, with this setup, this is a prime location for your radios and whatnot. But maybe that's a bad idea. Like, what have you done? You know, again, comment down below what you think should go in all these various places. I'm really keen and interested. The fuel flow adjustment stuff will stick out here. There's a hole right here. This is just kind of wobbly because it's sitting in here. Headphone hookups and whatnot will go back. There's two more plates that go here that kind of close this area off, but those will go there. So, yeah. Come on in! Of course. Okay, we're back. That happens all the time. So, one of the things that I need to do is figure out what to do next. So, we're not quite ready to use the gantry system and the top. And I'm not quite ready to put this on permanently yet because I do want to go ahead and change out the filters and all that down in the center. Excuse me. I do want to do this, so that's one thing I could work on, is cutting the hole that goes here and putting the throttle quadrant in here. But is that the right thing to do? And then I need to figure out how I'm going to run the cables. That's a big one, because this solid piece. Oh right, I pushed that on there for my demo. That was a little tight. This solid piece is probably gonna have a big hole right here for those cables to go down and through. So I need to solve for that as well. Yeah. It's like when you get the plane closer to finish, there's more to do and you're farther away from the finish. It's kind of weird. So there's that. What to do. And then the next thing I need to go about doing is that wing. I got to finish that guy. And that might be something I can do in the meantime while I research and figure out how I'm going to solve this center tunnel problem. Oof. It's endless. So I'm probably getting ahead of myself just a little bit, but I'm going to work on this guy and this, and I've got to, perfectly cut it out here and then, file down to get it so that this rectangle is flush with this. That'll be interesting. There's a slight curve here though, whereas this is flat. Yeah. So I don't know if this should raise slightly above this or how that's going to work yet. So I got to sort that out. But while I was doing that, earlier I had talked about how there's these side panels. So this goes, down in the plane, and then this piece is, here. And so I think that's most likely where my radio stack is going to be, right here. And so this area back here is the the gusset that the actual hardware is going to go into. And here's what I'm thinking. I need to build some kind of frame to go right here, like some sort of structural support, because while carbon fiber is strong and all, it's not structural. That's probably not the right word. It's not real. I don't think it's meant to carry the load and the vibration of, a piece of equipment hanging on it. So I'm going to build something inside here once we firm up what's going to go here to hold it. And I think that would it would make me feel better. And I don't think it would be difficult to do. Right now, this is all solid because the tunnel the tunnel gets hot I'm told. And I'm going to try to mitigate that some, but it's one of those things where I don't want to open this up, like cut a hole here if I can avoid it, because I don't want that heat coming into the cabin. So, yeah, this is the room I have for the radios. And I don't know how long those radios are. I know in my Piper, some of them are kind of lengthy, whereas a lot of the new ones nowadays have a really small, flat front end, and then like a remote unit somewhere else that is the brains or guts. And then some of them are just tiny. I mean, if you think about it, a cell phone's is perfectly flat, so I don't know. But I'm gonna do that. So that's one of the things I'm gonna do there. Looking forward to that. And then, yeah, like I said, figuring out this, you know, perfectly flush, figuring out how to get this flush in here and making that look clean is also going to be a challenge and interesting, and hopefully I don't screw it up. So anyways, I just wanted to share. Oh, and then like headphones, I think I'm going to put those right here, like the two primary head jacks that everyone's used to. And isn't there a newer jack? Like all my planes I've ever had the two jacks, but isn't there a new one that's like an all-in-one jack? I don't know if you can do both, so I'm gonna look at that. If you know what I'm talking about, comment down below. So anyways, so that's that. I do think for this guy, so when this goes on here, you know, this is gonna sit basically here, which means this is gonna be roughly here. It means there's gonna have to be a hole somewhere in this area for the cabling. I don't know how that's gonna work, unless I should maybe run those through down, just straight off down through there. I don't know. I've got to figure this out. Again, I didn't get any instructions, so there's lots to figure out yet. Good times. It's not heavy, just kind of awkward. So, thought I'd give you guys an update on my leak test. So this is right wing tank. It passed the leak test with flying colors, you know, except for the leak. This corner right up here has a leak. Water shot out of it. So everything else, you know, every position I put it in, it leaked nowhere else other than right there. So I've got to order some sneaky goop to fix that, and then I'm happy. So this worked out great. So the leak, if you recall, the leak previously was down here. It was an issue underneath this piece, and I've since fixed that, so I'm super happy. And I just need to fix this one little hole, which should be fairly easy. So awesome. This came out great. Gonna order that here shortly and get that working. Now to place this somewhere where it's out of the way. I guess I'll just put it back down on the ground where it was. Like I said, it's not heavy. It's just awkward. All right. Okay, and now I want to take this opportunity to introduce a new section of this video or of my channel, and that is the comment section. So the idea behind the comment section, and I'm going to putter while I talk. The idea behind the comment section is to answer questions that people have commented and try to address concerns or questions or whatnot. And I think I need to preface this a little. So the number of times I've received a comment where it's, you know, you're going to die, you're going to kill somebody, you're a bad person, your mom addresses you funny, whatever. You know, I do get some of those. It's not very many, and I think the vast majority of the people that watch the channel, thank you, are pretty awesome. And the comments that are made are generally good and or well-intentioned. Sometimes I have to kind of interpret the question the way I think they mean it, as opposed to maybe the way they phrased it. And that's this one. So I'm not going to put the name of the individual who made the comment on the screen, because this is not about putting them on blast or anything. This is about me being on blast. And so this comment right here, which was posted on my last video, which talks about these bearing blocks in the flap system and the solution that I went through to fix it. And I actually have recorded this already once where I made all these excuses as to why I thought it was okay. And I realized that it's not. So hear me out. We got a number of engineers, a number of builders as well on this airport, and I've reached out to a few of them. Some of them have forgotten more about aviation than I'll ever know. Showed them what I was thinking about doing, what the problem was, and 2 of them that I talked to said my solution was fine. Others, one very, very vehemently said don't do that. Another one was like, I don't know, doesn't seem like a good idea. But I naturally went with the 2 who said, should be fine, because of confirmation bias, right? You know, it's what I thought was going to be okay. And so because 2 of them agreed with me, I was like, it'll be fine, you know? Well, the whole goal of this and the whole goal of comments and you guys talking to me like this is to prevent myself becoming a pile of parts in a field, you know, not to be blunt about it, but so this comment that was made, I'm going to assume your well-meaning intent and that you don't want me to die horribly. Thank you. So with that, I agree with you. I've thought about it long and hard. And I think that going ahead and ordering 4 new pieces, because 2 per side, and redoing this the correct way is the way to go. I will get some ice and a cooler and try the thermal stuff that you guys talk about. I took the easy way out. Don't take the easy way out. So this is also a mistake admitting time. So I took the easy way out there. I shouldn't have done that. That was stupid. And I was just trying to get progress. And so I made progress, but it was the wrong progress. So I'm ordering those new parts. They're on their way. Or they will be. I haven't hit the send button, but they will be. And I'm going to do it the right way. Thank you for comment. Thank you for keeping me honest. No hate from me. I appreciate it. And yeah. The other comment someone made was that the sensor for the flaps position sensor that I have is no longer valid, that it's outdated. Damn it. So I guess I'll have to solve that when time comes. I've installed it temporarily now as it is, but it's easy to put it in and out. I really want to talk more about that bearing situation, but I don't know what to say. I should not have done that, and now the problem is I've kind of put it out there in the ether that this was an okay solution, and I think just having a YouTube channel, sometimes people think I have more expertise than I have. I don't. I'm not an expert. I don't know anything. And things like this prove it, right? I make mistakes. And so this is me admitting my mistake. This is me saying, hey, this was a bad idea. Let's not put stresses on this part in a form, in a factor, in a way that it wasn't actually designed to cope with. And that slit, even though it seems like such a minor change, probably completely ruins that part when it comes to any amount of load bearing at all. Even though that was a really thin side, the amount of like just pure strength, like I bet if I put it between 2 things and pulled it, it would take a solid piece a lot of pressure before it would pop, whereas that broken one would pop very quickly. So I hear you. Thank you. Good point. Honestly, it was, I did stupidly. I should not have done that. So like I said, I've got, the order form is already up. I've already got it. I just haven't clicked send. So I will get 4 new parts and put those in and go on from there. So anyways, thank you. I really appreciate you guys for keeping me honest and all that. I'm going to cut this video here. Hopefully I'll have those new parts here soon. I'll then go through the pain in the ass of putting those in. That's also my punishment. My punishment for doing it wrong, doing it the quick way, was that I have to do it twice. That's gonna suck. Oh well. All right, guys. Thank you so much. If you like what I'm doing on this channel, if you click the like and subscribe, it really helps out the algorithm. If you comment down below, if you have any other comments and you want to in the comment section, comment down below. I'll be more than happy to add you to my comment section. Keep it polite though. And of course, if you really like what I'm doing, jump over to my Patreon page, and for as little as $1 a month, you can get involved. Thanks, guys.